This proposal generated me more than $60,000 in my business, and I'm going to show you how to set it up in less than 15 minutes. I'm also going to give you the full package if you stay at the end of the video. And if you're thinking, why should you care about what I think? I've helped a lot of businesses set up proposals just like this through AI automation that made them millions of dollars. Okay, so let's get right into it. So first of all, I'm going to show you how this works. So they get like a link that looks like this. They put their email, and if they put a random email, it's not gonna work. But if they put the good email, it's gonna get them in. Now they put the email and they get like a beautiful presentation. We have like multiple colors that we can went through. I'm gonna show you this one just because this is the one that I sent for my clients. It's a little bit different version than this, and this is just one for one of the offers. And yeah, so first we're gonna talk about the situation, like just explain their problems in their own terms. I always like to have like some things that they can play around to show them the value, because a lot of time, for example, in the call, they will share some numbers, but sometimes they don't share all those numbers. And it's very hard for me to like show them the value in terms of like money wise, unless they put their own numbers. And a lot of them don't want to talk about the numbers. And this gives them the solution to show the numbers, and so that they understand how much value they can recover. We should show them exactly what we build. So for me, it's like 3 systems. I'm not going to go into it. And then we show them everything that they're going to get. And this, you can design it however you want. I have like an offer where it's like the main offer, and then there's like a lot of bonuses to show them the value. For this offer, I have it priced as 7.5K. This is like one-time offer, and then we have like a retainer after it. But this is like the entry offer, what we call it, and it's for 60 days of work. And then we show them like how it goes, just simple one, like, okay, you say yes, we go to the next step, then there's the build, etc. And then this is like the offer in one term. And this is the cool thing. Okay, so for this specific offer, I either have it as like pay in 2 installments, or we have it as like pay in full today. So for me, I'm not going to go into details about marketing, but let's make it official. So they put their information. Let me put Jordan, title, let's say founder, and they can sign here. I'm going to put my signature. This is not my signature, but yeah. I have accept and read. They can click on the terms. It's going to show them everything. And then, okay, got it. This is just an example. These are not the exact terms I have. And they can sign and accept. So once they sign and accept, they can download the PDF, which is very cool. And this is an example PDF. It's not the real PDF that I show them, but we can design this PDF. We have this signature, etc. And we can also have this gonna get sent automatically to the database, so nothing is getting lost. Okay, let's get back to where we were. And then they can pay, which is very cool. And we also show them like some social proof here, platforms we partner with. But yeah, so they can click on, okay, pay in full, choose installments. So if I click pay in full, this will take them directly to Stripe, and they can pay directly. Okay, so very simple. As you see, like there's no friction. They can pay directly. They get all the information that they need. It's secure, and it just takes them like 5 minutes to do it. So now you see what we're going to be building. Let's go into like why we're building it, what is the value here, and how can we build it. Okay, so let's get right into it. So most people, they send these gray PDFs. So it's like full block wall of text that no one just reads. What we're going to be sending is like one link. It has the proposal. They can sign and pay from that directly. So this removes friction and makes them more likely to buy. So most companies, they have a sales call. They send a proposal. The people will sign a proposal. Then we have like send agreement. Once they send the agreement, they sign again if they're interested, and then they send an invoice, and then they pay. So it's like 6 places where people can drop off, which makes it more likely for people to drop off, because sales is more emotional game. And instead of making the sale in 15 minutes, sometimes it takes you like days or weeks to follow up with the prospects, etc. We're going to solve this by creating one link where they can sign and pay for everything. Okay, so you get this. Now let's talk about why the speed to lead wins. So Once you finish the call, the prospect, if you do a good call or like do a good job at the call, the prospect is the most likely to buy at that specific moment. And then, so 30 minutes is my timer. I need to get that proposal in 30 minutes. So we're going to create a skill that makes it faster. And because after 30 minutes, they start to get more cold. And if it's like days, then they're full cold. And if you send it in the first 30 minutes, you get 3x the chance to close them, and I would believe like even more than this, to be honest. Also, like this is the components of the proposals that works the most. So one of them is like creating the problem in their words. The second one would be why you and like why us as a business and what they get by working with us. So we're showing the value. The last one is proof. So it's problem, value, and proof. And at the end, we talk about pricing. I've seen a lot of proposals where it starts with pricing and you're just like, why? And then, of course, at the end, we need to like have the legal, short legal things at the end, maybe the payment agreements, etc. Because as I said, like we're going to have everything in one proposal. So we're going to be creating one system that does everything. It's going to generate the proposal with the live link. We have like an email gate so that it's more secure and only the people that needs to get in could get in. We're also going to have it where they can sign and pay. And then once they paid, you get a Stripe payment. Okay, so I'm going to show you how we build this. First, we need to get all the keys. We have 3 accounts that we need, which are all free, which is good. Then we're going to use Supabase to store the signatures, use Stripe for the payments and links, and Vercel, we use it for deploying the page to the cloud. And then we can generate and send using one command using Claude Code. You don't have to use Claude Code. You can set this up on Claude Cowork. I'm going to assume that you know how to use Claude Code because you're watching me. If not, then just learn it. It takes like 2 hours. There's a lot of videos out there. There's some good videos from Nick Sarayev if you can look that up. And then you can have everything to start. Okay. So first, I need you to set up the 3 accounts. Now I'm going to show you how to create accounts. Very simple. You create an account in Vercel. It's here. Vercel.com. You create an account in Stripe. You create an account in Supabase. Fairly simple. After you do that, you're going to take the API keys. The way you're going to do it, after we're going to set up this, you're going to just ask Claude, hey, by the way, what are the API keys that you need to have this running? And tell me the step-by-step. It's going to give you the step-by-step, and then you can just work on it, and that's it. And this is also showing, if you want to take screenshot, it's going to show you quickly where can you get all the API keys. Then after this, we're going to let Claude do it. So I'm going to share with you a repo in the description, which is this one, a GitHub repository. This is a public one, and it has all the prompts, all the data, etc. for you to get this rolling. So all you need to do is we're going to go to Claude. We're going to paste the setup prompt, which I'm going to show you as well. And then Claude will do everything. It's going to create a skill, and that skill will use it every time we have a proposal. And then after, we're going to test it. So we're going to make one test proposal at the end and make sure that everything works end to end. You can test it yourself, of course. Okay, so I have Claude open right here, right? And we're going to get right into it. So first thing would be to clone the repo. What does this mean? It just means like duplicating that repo. We have a command, which is git clone. You can take screenshot to copy this. And I put the link that I'm going to put in the description, which is this one right here. Fairly simple, right? And then you're just going to send that. For me, I'm going to say, by the way, this is a demo for YouTube video. The reason I'm saying this is I already have this repo here. So I don't want it to be like, hey, by the way, you already have it. So it's gonna clone the repo. So that's the first step. Okay, it finished cloning the repo and it has everything here, right? So we're gonna say, let's run it. And it says like setup prompt. I'm gonna tell it, use the setup prompt. The setup prompt is this one. You're gonna find it in the files, or it's gonna find it in the files, which is this. It's like you are setting up wherever, just like a prompt that shows everything. And it's also reading all the other files. Okay, so right now it asking me whether I want a keyless demo flow. This is just because I told it this is a demo. Or it also asks me whether I want to wire the real Supabase tribe. So for your use case, you're going to click on the second one. because it's going to be the real one. For me, I'm just going to do the keyless just so that I don't share my keys with you. For the brand, so for me, it already know my brand, so it's going to say use your brand. If it doesn't know about your brand, it's going to answer, or like it's going to ask you questions, and this will generate the designs that you want. This is my design. I usually don't have it in white. There's also this one, by the way, just to show you. But based on the brand, you can tell Claude to show you like few designs, and then you pick the design that you like the most. For me, I like this one, the black one. This is because it's very similar to it's exactly my brand, colors, etc. So yeah, so that's why I like this. But for your use case, you can have it as well, however you want it. Okay, so after I sent it this prompt, it went through a lot of stages, like setting up the ENVs. For this case, for me, it was keyless, but doesn't matter. Adding my email to the database, because every time you send the proposal to someone, we need to add their emails. Otherwise, they cannot get through for that specific proposal. Generating 2-3 distinct Gimoza proposals. So it's going to generate like proposal designs, which it just did. And then after it, the chosen design will be picked for the rest of the things. And then it's going to continue the flow. Okay, so by the way, it just sent me like 3 designs for me to look at. So let's take a look at these. Boom. And this way we pick the one that we like the most. I don't know which email you used. I can ask it, but let's just use my email. It could be this one. Yeah, nice. So this is first proposal. As you can see, this is very different than what I had, but it's good. Like it has cool animations, it's immersive, etc. And I can always make it like 10 times better, to be honest. And then it has the same thing as we said for the signatures. Let's test this one to check. This is also looking good. And then the last one would be this one. This feels more editorial. But yeah, you can always design it. And what I can do, I can be like crazy where I can take screenshots, tell it, let's update this. Let's make this better. Let's make this more immersive, more animated. And maybe I can tell it, okay, I like this first design, but can you tell me, or like, can you give me 3 designs to pick from this direction? For this case, we're going to click on midnight. That's the one that I like. And then let's continue building everything. Okay, so it just finished the whole process and it gave us a link. So as you can see, this is a local link. The reason again is because I put it on local, but for you, it's going to be a real link in Vercel. So it's going to be a link just like I showed you before, something like this, where it's like a real link with your website. Now for you to set up the domain, like for me, it is like subdomain of proposal.gimoza.ai. You need to do some other things. You can ask Claude on how to do it. But for you in the beginning, it's going to be more something like something.vercel, which is not a problem. It's just like about those aesthetics. But yeah, so it gave me a new link. This is a local one. We can test it together. And then boom, I'm just going to click open proposal. I'm not going to go through anything. I'm just going to go directly at the end just to show you that it works. And then I'm going to put my email here and then put this, boom, CEO, and draw my signature, beautiful signature. Sign, and once I sign, this will download automatically the PDF. In this case, this looks like that. And that's because I've chosen this. And then I can click pay audit or pay sprint or whatever, and that will take me to Stripe. Now you can see that this works. And next time you can only go back to Claude and tell it something like make a new proposal for this client. That's all. Now the power of this, by the way, is when you give it a transcript of the call. So either have it connected to the API of that, the tool that you use for like having the transcript. So for example, if you're using Fireflies, give it the API of Fireflies. Every time you finish a call with the client, a new lead, sorry, that you're going to send a proposal to, just tell Claude, hey, by the way, I just finished the call. Can you create a proposal for that person? Because then Claude can look at the transcript and it's going to see what are the pain points, what are the solutions, etc., and generate that transcript or generate that proposal based on that transcript. So yeah, this is a big one. Let me know if this helps. You're going to find all the resources down below, and looking forward for the next video, and thank you for your time.